My name is Colin Moriarty. I'm here with Brian Albert. We're going to look a little bit at Resogun, and again, in case you're curious, Damon Hatfield is using his stealth camouflage. Brian, I talked a lot about Resogun as being this game that really is the best next-gen game I've played, and certainly the best game at launch on PlayStation 4. And our scores play that out. I mean, you would agree because you gave the game a 9.0.
I did. Yeah, I think this game is fantastic. I was a big fan of Housemarque's other games on the PlayStation 3, Dead Nation, Super Stardust. Great genre. Not that I'm necessarily super good at it, as you might see here soon.
That's okay.
But I'm just playing on the normal difficulty. We'll see how far I can make it with that.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about what you thought. Obviously the best analog for this game in terms of Housemarque games would be Super Stardust.
Yeah.
But the game's different. I feel like it's actually more complicated. There's a lot of micromanagement with saving the humans, for instance, and you can't, it's a cylinder instead of a globe. So tell me about how it compares to that game.
Yeah, so as you just said, the biggest difference that you'll see right away, I would say, is that it's a cylinder shape instead of a globe. That's kind of neat because you can kind of stay out of enemies' effective ranges and kind of shoot them from the edge of the map. You can see what's going on behind you on the other side. If you see some really tough enemies over there, maybe you need to boost over there. Maybe you see keepers over there, you need to go save some humans. The other big change is that you can only fire horizontally, which threw me for a loop immediately. But once you get used to it, it's a good way to make you focus more on your positioning. You can't just fire all willy-nilly wherever you want. So I really like that as well. But it is tough at first, especially if you're used to Super Stardust.
Cool. So we're looking at 5 worlds, right? This is the first world, and the sequence plays much like Stardust or Stardust Delta, where you're going from one world to the next. When you die, you can actually jump into a world you already unlocked, but you really want to go back to the beginning, right, to get that high score kind of built up.
Yeah, that is the whole appeal of this game, because it is really short. You can finish this game in about an hour, maybe a little longer, a little less, whatever. But yeah, you'll want to come back and beat your friends and knock them off the leaderboard. Yeah, there's tons of ways to get points in this game. My subhead for the review is kinetic energy, and the whole point is you need to keep moving because that multiplier up top, it's going to go away if I don't kill something for maybe 5 seconds. It really keeps the pressure on. Killing things, going to grab the humans. You've seen me rescue a few of those. I'll maybe slow it down a little bit when I get to one so I can show exactly what's up with that.
Right. Yeah, when we did our live stream for Resogun last week or 2 weeks ago, by the way, beautiful when you blow up.
Yeah, it looks great. This game looks fantastic.
When we did the live stream, we learned a little bit about kind of the minutiae of the game in terms of how all that works and who the keepers really are, which are, I guess, the green outlined enemies, right? That when they appear, you have to kill them, which unleashes an enemy or a human, which you then save.
Correct.
Right?
Yep. It frees them from these little cubes here. My multiplier is going to die, and they drop on the ground, and you have to carry them to those green, I don't know, rescue zones floating up there. But yeah, that was a little confusing at first. I wasn't quite sure why the humans were dying.
So the humans die only if they take a lot of damage when they're out of the thing, right? Or if the keepers aren't killed?
If the keepers aren't killed, it will die in the box before it's even released. If the keepers are killed, then they just fly down on the level and you have to save them. But they can take damage. They can be abducted by these UFOs that will come out and lift them up. And you'll hear human in danger or whatever it says. And you'll know that you need to move it fast, otherwise they're going to die.
There's a human.
Yeah, you can shoot them around. They can fall into there's water pits on some levels. They can die on their own. Throwing them, by the way, gives you extra points.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was curious why you could throw them. I didn't know if we held on to them for too long, if they would die, or. So that's good to know.
Yep.
So this game's beautiful. I feel like aesthetically, you might look at the game and be like, this is nothing special.
Hold up, bomb.
Yeah, that's the
there we go.
best.
Yep, and then you can ride it and pick up all the voxels as it kills things.
So good.
Yes.
That's a great example of what I was going to say, which was it looks like, yeah, okay, it's a space shooter, it's a twin stick shooter, it looks like a PS3 game. There's no way a PS3 could ever run this game.
Because these green things aren't particles, they're geometry.
Right.
They're voxels is what they're calling them.
And I'm sure that, they could tone the game down significantly to put it on PS3 or Vita, but the game as it is right now is a bona fide next-gen game because, especially when you beat the boss and everything crumbles. And
oh yeah, the whole world just disintegrates into these cubes. It looks great. We'll get there. We have half an hour, right?
Yep,
yeah.
Well,
so here are those keepers. Some of them float around like this. Some of them are more, they kind of follow a path. I'll show you them when they come around. Yeah, really got to pay attention to them. If you see up on the top left, the human little indicators will start flashing if they're in trouble. If you're not paying attention, you can just look up there.
I'm just enamored watching the game.
I know this. I've heard you guys all day saying, "Oh, it's hard to play and talk." It's especially true for this game.
Yeah, we experienced that during the live stream. Where
yeah, you just get in the zone and you don't want to say anything. That's my excuse for why I'm bad at this game.
Oh, it's okay. It's a nerve-wracking kind of game, and I feel like with the extra impetus to keep your multiplier going, it's not like Stardust where you could retreat and wait for things to come to you and kind of take a breather. There's just no room for that, especially if you're trying to chase that high score.
Exactly. Yeah, like I'm not, like I said, I'm not super experienced with the shooter genre like this, shoot 'em ups, but the ones I did play, I would try to like seek out a little corner or something and kind of carve out my safe space. There is none in this game. It's a circle. You're always moving.
Yeah, that's what's amazing about it. It seems to be no safety at all.
Oh, we're gonna show off overdrive here. Yeah, so there are 3 ships, and one of them is balanced, one's faster, one has a stronger overdrive. It's just this beam that I wasn't paying attention. That was awful. It's this beam that just decimates everything, and I lost my multiplier by the way.
Yeah, you had a pretty significant multiplier.
I did, yeah.
So the highest multiplier goes is 10, just like
I think it's
Stardust is the same.
I think it's 6. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
Though.
So you were almost there.
Let's try and get there. Yeah, I was almost there. And you can, sorry, there we go. You can save it going into a boss because then it freezes unless you die. So you want to go into a boss with the highest multiplier possible. And on most bosses, there are no enemies or other things to kill to get the multiplier back up. So you really need to be careful, like I was not. Well, okay, here we go. We got the first boss now.
Okay. Yeah, and I love that this has boss battles. Very reminiscent of Shatter, one of my favorite games on PSN.
So they get.
Yeah, how do the bosses get? Like, are they hard? They're pretty intuitive to fight. You just have to kind of do it.
They are. There are a few that I really liked and a few that I wasn't super impressed with. Like this one. So this one will shoot these lasers out and you have to dodge them and fight your way into its core, sort of. A few of them you just kind of retreat and shoot while you're flying away. Is one of the things I wasn't really a big fan of, especially because just the standard enemies are just so fun to fight. When you get to a boss, sometimes it feels like a little letdown. But
okay.
There's still plenty here to enjoy, for sure.
I mean, it's a good segue to kind of talk about the game in terms of you giving it a 9.0, which is an amazing game, an excellent game, a game we recommend to pretty much anyone. But is there anything wrong with it? Is there anything that, other than that qualm with some of the bosses, that you would change?
Well, one thing we won't be able to show today with the co-op, anything with a friend makes it more fun, but you're really just like occupying the same space, playing the same game. There's no like, co-op moves or anything like that. It felt kind of like, all right, we're both here shooting things. I kind of wish that had been expanded on a little bit. I mean, if you aren't into chasing high scores, this game is extremely short. It's an hour long. Like
I wouldn't even see, in my experience with the game, I haven't beaten it yet, but I've been playing a lot of it over the last some time. I'm not even sure you would want to play this game if that wasn't important to you.
Probably not.
That's really the addictive nature of the game, is getting those high scores. It's the same thing with Stardust. And to a degree, Dead Nation, although Dead Nation had some more interesting stuff in it that it wasn't a space shooter.
Let's look at all the voxels there for a moment.
Absolutely unbelievable. So beautiful. Did you finish any worlds, get all the humans?
I've never gotten all the humans. And so the thing, you don't have to save them. It's great because you get more points for it, but it's not like you failed because you saved none. Also, Bomb Hoarder, you see there, you can't just get trigger happy and fire bombs whenever you want because you'll lose your points at the end.
Yeah, bombs, when you use them, do sacrifice your multiplier, right?
I don't know about that.
Right,
let's try it.
Let's try it. Yeah, let's see.
I know it's hard to get them back. If you save humans, sometimes you'll get a shield as a reward, sometimes you'll get points, sometimes you'll get a bomb. But yeah, they're very precious. Also, you'll see that the lives I had carried over. I just have 1 now. That puts the pressure on.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Keepers. Yeah, so the boost is one of my favorite things in this game because it's not just a movement tool, it also destroys things. And when you come out of boost, there's a really nice like AoE kind of like area attack. Super useful for escaping, taking out huge
Using
chains
those
like
PC
that.
terms.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Drivers.
Did you update your drivers today?
I have. Another thing, I'm just playing and things keep coming up. You can, if you have a lot of momentum when you toss a human into the green like safety area, you can throw them a lot further. So like if there's a cluster of enemies there, you don't want to get close. You can just you can boost and toss it. So many little nuances that they don't tell you, and you just play, and then you start to figure out, okay, I should be doing this.
Yeah, when we first got the game and started playing it, I didn't even really understand the whole human aspect to it. So there is like a lot here to figure out. A lot more than, I'm not going to say it's like a deep RPG or something, but a lot more than what you would expect in a game like this, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not just moving around and shooting. You need to pay attention to everything. Like your boost, you can't get too boost happy. I found it's better to do it in short bursts, so you always have a little bit available if you need something. Like I just did, it's kind of a long one there.
Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, nice thing is on the bottom there, that bar is segmented into 3 parts. If you complete one phase, you get a very temporary like slow motion. So sometimes if you're lucky, you can time that right to like escape a really bad situation. Got more features here. So, there we go. Yeah, I wish we had time to get to like the last level because your weapon upgrades. You're just firing missiles in all directions. It looks really cool.
Yeah, better not to show everything though. Maybe some people don't want the spoilers. Not that this isn't a story spoiler. We were messing around with Michael from Housemarque a little bit about what is the motivation of the keepers. What is the motivation of your ship pilot?
What are they doing here?
And also, we talked a little bit about our theories about the woman voice in the game, the one who says "save the last human." That voice is in every Housemarque game. So we were talking about, is it God? Is it all in the same universe or whatever? You wouldn't say.
Yeah, I guess we'll never know. It's interpretive.
It's better that way.
Yeah.
The music. How do you feel about the soundtrack? Is it repetitive or is it?
I really like it. It is a little repetitive, but most of the time you just hear lasers blasting anyway.
It does sit nicely in the background.
Yeah,
sure.
It certainly does. I mean, it complements the sort of like, futuristic looks of the game, and it's energetic, upbeat. I like it. I really like it. The keepers. Yeah, so you see when you kill them, it bursts off and saves a human, and sometimes it's on the other side of the map.
Yeah, you have to get over there.
You got to pay attention to where the humans are.
There is an arrow, right? You said around the circle that kind of points you where the human is if it's out. And I think there's like a green arrow.
Yeah, you can see if one of them's free, there's like a green beacon that you can see. Even like if he's on the other side of the map, it'll pop up. So it's nice. And also on the top there, they'll start flashing those little human icons.
Yeah, you use the dash or whatever very well. I forget. I almost forget it exists sometimes.
Yeah, I forget that the overdrive exists sometimes, and that has caused me. It's been the cause of several deaths. I don't know why I hoard it. You don't lose any points for using it. These little green things I'm picking up recharge it, so I could be a little more liberal with that.
Right. There's a lot to keep track of, though.
There is. There we go.
Ooh. Nice.
Got them skills.
Getting a little close. Close for comfort.
You said you haven't finished this game yet.
No, I haven't. I haven't had time.
Just haven't had time?
No.
Okay.
Just been busy with Killzone and some other stuff, so.
Well, I think you're just afraid of my high scores.
Oh, we'll all jump online and we'll see what's what.
All right.
When it wouldn't have mattered anyway on my debug.
I had 3 bombs. See, that would have been a perfect bomb situation right
That's
there.
all right. We can start. So I think this is my console, right? So I think I have 3 levels.
You have 3. We can switch another level.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
try it out.
Let's do that.
Save the last humans.
Yeah, sometimes when you save the humans, well, a couple times they'll be like, "Thanks," and sometimes they're like, "Finally." You're like,
really?
Come on,
man.
guy. Was it? Do you know what difficulty it was on?
I was on experienced.
Okay. Should we try a different ship?
I always use Nemesis, but I don't.
Nemesis, the faster one.
Yeah.
Not an overdrive kind of person.
No.
Oh, here we are.
Yeah. So Decima.
Decima. Is this like a pass the controller sort of thing?
No,
or am I playing the whole
please
time? Okay,
play.
great.
You're the expert here. You reviewed the game.
Save the last
This is all I'm going to do on Friday night is just play this game. Now that we have, we're going to get our retail units from Amazon or wherever we pre-order them from, and get our PSN names on there and start really competing on the leaderboards. That's what's up.
Absolutely. I shouldn't have shot that yet. So this
Yeah,
is
what
a
is
neat
this thing? I was wondering what this is.
It's like an ice trap. So if something's near it and you blast it, they freeze in that spot. It's pretty cool. You just gotta save it for the right times, which it's pretty difficult. I mean, look how many things are exploding right now. Sometimes I'm just firing and I set it off and I don't mean to. But if you pull off one on intentionally, it can be pretty cool.
I do
Look at all
love
these
the
missiles.
heat sinking missiles.
Oh
are
yeah,
awesome.
look at that.
I do like how some of the enemies have like really hard heads or whatever, and you have to like actually like it's better to circle around them and hit them from behind and stuff. There's a bit of
Absolutely.
Like,
There's some
micro-strategy.
that kind of like boost and dive at you and get away from me. So frustrating. They're really tough. The last level has these enemies that they'll stay. They won't move vertically at all. They'll just horizontally move, and they're super fast. So they'll like follow you and keep you from like changing your verticality. I just froze a few there.
Yeah, that's cool. That little strap.
See, I have one human right now, so I can't pick. Oh wait, no, I didn't grab a human. I just died.
Just out there.
Yeah, you can't pick up two at once. So sometimes you're like, well, sorry, buddy. Just like try not to get abducted in the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, I love that they're just running
There
away.
we go. Yeah. What else can you do?
Nothing. There's nothing. I just want to know what the motivation of these enemies are. Why
that's
are
your-
they doing this?
That's your thing. What was it with The Walking Dead? You want to know why?
Yeah.
Why it happened?
Yeah, I need to know more why. Like, the gameplay is great, but
They're saving that for the Resogun prequel.
yeah, we do a little fanfic in the meantime.
Yep. See, like those guys are more. They can't. If you hit them from the front, it takes a long time to kill them. Kind of boost around behind. These guys weave around. You don't ever know what they're doing.
There's so many.
There's so many.
It's awesome
things.
how the frame rate doesn't dip and
It doesn't. It never dips. Which, if it did, it would be catastrophic in a game like this. Oh, I just let those keepers go, and the human's gonna die.
Human lost.
it's your fault.
It is my fault. I did not save the last humans.
Nice. Oh, that effect. Yeah, it's so cool that you can
Oh,
follow.
so good.
That's skill to be able to follow it, boost right into it.
It lets you collect all those voxels pretty quickly.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to use the
The overdrive that
overdrive
I never
often,
use.
then that's actually great.
And this ship is the one that's faster but has the weaker overdrive.
Yeah, it has like a very weak overdrive.
Yeah. It's pretty good to me.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. Now sometimes these pools of water, the humans will just fall in them, and you're like, "Well, dude,
That's awesome.
come on, like, stay away." Oh, here's one. Yeah, I was afraid because you shoot them and they bounce around and they're like, "Ow!" and you're like, "I'm sorry, man," but it doesn't kill them.
Oh, so you can't kill them.
You can like shoot them into those pools of water. Oh, see, I just dropped. Oh, I didn't drop him. If I would have dropped him into the water, he would have died for sure.
You gave them a little bit of hope right before you took it all away.
I did. Yeah, I'm not doing very well. If you look up at the top there, how many red humans there are? They're all dead.
Now we're just showing the game off.
Yep.
Yeah, I never even noticed the water before. That's awesome. The water was great.
Yeah, and there are enemies that will like float in here and pop things out that shoot you. You got to watch out for it. Yeah, that boost is so great. Like I said, for movement and for attacking. But if your multiplayer is on the line, you can see someone maybe on the other side of the map. You just boost around and keep your multiplayer going. Definitely a good tool.
Multiplier up.
I need that. Fire more things. So did you just die on this level? Or-
Yeah, I got to the level like once. I and played it once or twice, and then I had to move on to other more pertinent things.
Understandable.
I didn't really feel like a super motivation to play it on debug anyway because like you want to. What if I got a great score? I couldn't do anything about it.
That's not a boost. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, that one thing I know. I don't really care about this, but I know you do. Oh wow, there are trophies for all the different ships in this game.
To beat it with all the different ships and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I know
So-
that it has a platinum, which is awesome and unexpected.
Guys, one of our viewers, the friendly bioterrorist,
Okay.
has a question. Does the touchpad have any function in Resogun?
I don't think it does.
I don't either. I've randomly just been like, hey, what does this do? And no.
Yeah, like when there's a map, like a button map, during load screens, and it doesn't
Yep.
show anything
It's
for the
very few
touchpad.
controls in this game. Had to get out of there. It was getting a little intense.
Remember, viewers, tweet your questions at IGN with hashtag PS4. That automatically enters you to win a copy of Assassin's Creed 4 for PS4 and a PS4 system itself.
Very exciting.
I'm almost to a boss. I have no lives. I do not want to die.
Colin, the PS4 is out on Friday.
It is.
For us. Are you just going to play it all weekend?
Yes. Yes. Well, except for football. I'll watch football all day on Saturday, on Sunday, but Saturday, Friday night, Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you what. How about you?
Yeah. Girlfriend's going out for girls' night Friday night, so that works out really well.
That's
for me.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we haven't seen this boss. I haven't seen this boss, so this is interesting.
Okay, this is actually one of the ones I was not super fond of. For the most part, he'll just start chasing you and you just fire backwards and fly away. But he does start breaking off these pieces of debris and lets you get your multiplier up, as you'll see.
Cool.
So yeah, you can keep the score going.
But you have to fight him, like not his little.
Right. Yeah, the cubes don't take away his health, but sometimes he'll come out here on the edge and try and shoot you. I just felt like just kind of keep away from the things, and there are definitely some cooler ones. The final boss is awesome. The I think second or third stage boss is also really cool. Sometimes I think he gets away from you and you have to boost around, but all this stuff gets in the way.
John Hader Lopez says Resogun reminds me a lot of Galaga. Can't wait to play it. I don't know if I get a Galaga vibe. I get a
Defender
vibe.
Defender for sure, and well, R-type kind of action.
Sure.
I mean, it's definitely a Defender inspired game.
Sorry guys, got the concentration going.
No,
right now.
this is a time where concentration is needed.
He's just hanging out over here. Whoa. Whoa.
Colin,
Yes.
Jameson Brewster asks, how does this game compare to Shatter?
Shatter is so good.
Yeah.
They're in the same echelon, I would say. Yeah. I think Shatter is still a really special game. They're better and worse in different ways. I think Shatter's soundtrack is like unrivaled.
Yeah.
Can't believe they never did a sequel, but it is what it is.
Can that game be ported to PS4?
That'd be awesome. And I'm sure it could be. I don't know which is the studio that's doing, does Shatter. I don't even know what they're doing anymore.
If I'd saved a bomb, I could use it right now and probably pick up this boss without having to get over zone.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess you could use the
Yep.
bomb. Yeah, there's a lot of debris everywhere.
Yeah.
You can see it on the other side.
I don't want. I feel like Han Solo here. I don't want to fly into all this.
Oh.
It seemed pretty good this game.
Yeah, he's played this once or twice, I think.
A few times.
The cube's getting away.
I know.
Oh. Bummer.
Oh, game over, man.
Game over, man.
We have a few minutes left.
Okay.
Is there any last minute thing you want to show off here?
I mean, we don't have any of the. We don't have the 4th and 5th levels unlocked, unfortunately, because there are different enemy
let's play it
types.
again,
in
that's
those. Play again? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Brandon Walton asked, what is a must-get download-only game at launch? Well, you're watching it right now.
Yeah, Resogun for sure, and Resogun's
it's
free,
free.
if you're PlayStation Plus. So,
If you're not, it's $15.
yep, I think that's right. And Contrast is going to be free as well.
Yeah. Speaking of, Matt Adkins asks, is it true that every user can play online with the PS4 as long as they have PS Plus on that console?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. To be honest, that doesn't make any sense to me. But maybe because your name would be like if you're online, you're not online with your other system mate's name. You're online with your name, and then PS Plus would need to tether to your name. So that doesn't sound right. But I could be wrong.
You do need PS Plus to play multiplayer games online.
Yep. Yeah, it's very similar to Xbox Live Gold now.
Except you get a bunch of free games.
Yeah, you get
with
free
PS
games
Plus.
and discounts every week.
Really a great deal.
It is. PlayStation Plus is awesome. Absolutely worth it. Even, I remember at E3 they kind of snuck in at the conference, like, well, now you gotta pay to get online. That's fine. I mean, you still, you should have PlayStation Plus anyway. It's awesome.
You really should. It's a great deal. They're also putting. Oh, Colin, you don't really know what's going on. They're putting another great game on there on like November 29th.
Another free one?
Yeah, another free one.
For PS4?
I can't think of it. What it is right
Oh,
now.
is it Escape Plan or Sound Shapes? Or Blow?
I was just looking at it today and I was like, oh wow, this is going up there at the same time as as Resogun, I'll have to get back to that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I haven't seen any of the PlayStation Plus plans beyond the launch. Beyond. I don't have Greg here to impulsively say it, so I have to do it.
Jean-Paul Goitier Cruz asks, is there a platinum trophy in Resogun?
There is a platinum in Resogun, which surprised me. It's like one of the first things when I got my PS4 that I looked at when I started playing Resogun, and it does. It's gonna be a hard one to get, I think, but really cool. This is the experienced quote unquote difficulty. There's 2 difficulties even higher than this.
Right. I played the next one up and beat a few levels, but it took a very long time. It's going to be really tough. But you get a better score in those modes too. If you're really chasing those leaderboards, that's probably going to be the way to play.
Yeah, you use the boost very artfully.
You have to.
You sure do.
He's an artist.
I think you also get more points for boosting through them than you do just for shooting them.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense because you're a little more vulnerable when you do that. I like that, Housemark pointed out to me too, which is interesting. The circle in the middle of your ship is the only vulnerable point. I
did not know that.
Yeah,
That's really interesting.
like the
just that green circle.
Yeah, just the green
there?
circle is the only vulnerable point of your ship.
Wow, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's interesting. The game's so quick that I don't even know if it'll be that useful to know. But
No, I've never been like, oh man, if I move a little bit, I'll just avoid that little dot there.
One of our viewers, Budge, says he's completely captivated with our live stream of Resogun. Says wasn't interested before, now I can't wait.
I told you. See, now Damon, I'm really proud of a few things in my life, just a few. And one of those things is that I was definitely the first person
To catch on
to
the
catch on
Resogun?
the Resogun. And now, welcome aboard, everyone. Welcome aboard the hype train. This game's no joke at all.
Yeah, I think once you see it, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Weapon power up. Keepers detected. Multiplier up.
I never did get to see if the multiplayer is 6. I've been too busy dying.
No, it's okay. We'll find out when we play more. Everyone will find out at home on Friday.
On Friday.
That boost, it'll save you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
That's about all the time we have for Resogun today. Thanks for sharing the game with us, Brian.
Yeah, thanks so much. Now I just want to play more though.
Before we take a quick break, let's give away one of these copies, these hot copies of Assassin's Creed 4.
So hot.
This is one of my favorite games of the year.
Yeah?
Have you started? You're going to play this one?
I'm waiting for the PS4 version.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Let's give it to Michael Blake, who asks, how do you feel about Sony integrating free-to-play games into the PS4?
I think it's great. It can't hurt. It's it's good. The more games in the ecosystem there are, the more different kinds of games, indie games, free-to-play games, different genres, different price points. I think that's only benefits everybody. So I think that's awesome.
We're cool with it. Next up, we're going to take a look at Need for Speed, but first, a quick break.